Thank you so much for joining us for our next pet parent webinar in the PetSure Paws Learn series. I'm Danny Houlihan, Chief Veterinary Officer at PetSure, and I'm your host and moderator for today's session. Tonight's webinar on healthy pets and happy wallets with GapOnly is brought to you by PetSure and Alex Hawker. PetSure is a company of animal lovers, providing a sense of security to pet parents through pet insurance. PetSure powers the pet insurance propositions of many well-known brands, including Woolworths, RSPCA, and many others. Additionally, PetSure has transformed the claims experience with the development of GapOnly. If you'd like to find out more about PetSure or GapOnly, please visit our website. The speaker for tonight's webinar is Alex Hawker. Alex is a product owner professional at PetSure with over 8 years' experience designing, building, and taking to market online products that meet consumer needs in various sectors. Currently, Alex is leading the national rollout of PetSure's fintech business GapOnly, a service that innovates the pet insurance claims experience by providing on-the-spot claims assessment in veterinary clinics for eligible expenses. To date, more than 6,000 pet parents have benefited from less out-of-pocket expenses with GapOnly, with more than 300 vet clinic partners across Australia now offering the service and more being added every day. So without any further delay, I would now like to hand you over to Alex.
Thank you, Danny, and thanks to everybody for tuning into today's webinar about GapOnly. Now, before I get started, I do just need to read out a very short general warning notice. So any advice provided in this webinar is general only and is not considered your personal circumstances, so it may not be right for you. Okay, so in today's webinar, I'm going to talk about why GapOnly, and I'm going to cover off how you can use GapOnly when claiming under your pet insurance policy, and then we're going to talk about how you can share your experiences of GapOnly when claiming. So GapOnly is designed to help you focus on the health of your pet and not the cost of treatment, offering you financial relief when you need it most. With GapOnly, you get on-the-spot access to your pet insurance benefit. So rather than paying the full vet invoice upfront and then claiming for reimbursement that can leave you out of pocket for a number of days, with GapOnly, you simply pay the gap and go. So GapOnly is our latest innovation in pet insurance claiming, where you pay the gap only, which is a portion of your invoice that is not covered under your pet insurance policy, and where your insurance provider pays the rest of your invoice, your insurance benefit, directly to your vet, therefore reducing your out-of-pocket expense. So GapOnly is proud to be working in partnership with the following pet insurance brands. And if your pet is insured with one of these 11 pet insurance brands, then you can use GapOnly at any participating GapOnly vet. So GapOnly is really simple for you to use. All you need to simply do is ask your vet to submit your claim as a GapOnly claim. Now you can do this when you make the appointment with your vet, or you can do this when you arrive in clinic for the consultation, or when you arrive in clinic to drop off your pet for surgery. And then when it comes to settle your invoice with your vet, you simply pay the gap, the portion of the invoice that's not covered by your insurance policy, and go. And soon after leaving your vet clinic, you then receive a benefit summary from your pet insurance provider, either via email or post, depending on your method of preferred contact, which will outline in detail your claim. And for added peace of mind, you can also request a pre-approval, which means before you even commit to treatment, you can have a level of certainty about whether you're covered for that treatment. So to give you a real example, if you have a eligible bill for $2,000 and your pet insurance policy covers you for 80% of that treatment cost, then you only pay $400, which is the portion of the invoice that's not covered by your pet insurance policy. And then the $1,600 is then paid by your insurance provider straight to your vet. So rather than paying $2,000 upfront and then claiming for the $1,600, you just pay the $400 and your insurance provider pays your vet the $1,600. So to start your GapOnly claims experience, you first need to find your closest GapOnly vet. And you can do this by logging on to GapOnly.com.au for the latest list of GapOnly sites. So GapOnly is now available at more than 350 partner vets nationwide, with more being added daily. Now, if you don't find that your nearest or preferred vet is listed on our website, then please do get in touch with us by emailing inquiries@gaponly.com.au and we'll look into it for you. But I do just have to make clear that not all vets can technically offer GapOnly at the current time. But again, we will reach out to your vet to find out whether or not they can and are willing to get connected to GapOnly. You can also look out for the Orange across the various vet network. So when a vet onboards onto GapOnly, they often promote within clinics. So you might see the A4 poster in the reception area that clearly outlines that they offer on-the-spot claiming with GapOnly, or you might find the sticker or the decal on their window or on their reception desk. GapOnly can be used for all your eligible pet insurance claims, both big and small. If your pet is having surgery or requires hospitalization, then your vet can submit your claim before you arrive for the discharge appointment. That way, after your discharge appointment, you simply pay the gap and go. For consultations, your vet can submit your GapOnly claim on the spot whilst you wait in clinic immediately after the consultation. But of course, for all claims, you just need to give your vet the verbal consent to submit the GapOnly claim on your behalf. So GapOnly is already making a real difference to customers in terms of their reduction in out-of-pocket expense. So the average out-of-pocket reduction per claim is currently just over $550. And so far, the largest single out-of-pocket reduction in upfront costs is over $12,000 for a major surgery. Okay, so GapOnly Preapprovals. If your pet has an upcoming surgery or scheduled hospital visit, for extra peace of mind, you can request a pre-approval for your pet's treatment with GapOnly to know whether your pet's treatment costs will be covered under your pet insurance policy ahead of time. To get an on-the-spot pre-approval, you simply need to ask your vet to request a pre-approval with your insurance provider, and they'll take care of it for you. So GapOnly has been in market now for about 12 months, and we're finding that many customers are really enjoying the experience. And you can see here that there's been various testimonials from customers that really talk positively about their GapOnly experience. The main sort of benefits are around the on-the-spot component, having your claim processed on the spot whilst you wait in clinic, whereas a lot of the testimonials are also around the reduction in out-of-pocket expense, reducing that stress point around having to pay the upfront costs and having that taken away. Okay, of course, we love to hear about your positive experiences with GapOnly, so please feel free to share your feedback. So make sure you tag us when posting on Facebook or Instagram to make your pet Insta famous, or you can email us your story at inquiries@gaponly.com.au. Of course, GapOnly is only possible through our partnerships with our vets, so we're really proud to be partnered with over 350 vets across Australia to allow them to offer the best customer experience in claiming for their insured customers. Okay, so during times where perhaps GapOnly isn't available, so perhaps during public holidays or Sundays, we also have the Eclaiming service for over 1,000 vets in Australia. This is a service where your vet submits your claim on your behalf, so you don't have to fill out any paperwork, any claim forms, and submit yourself. Your vet can do it for you. Okay, so just to recap on what GapOnly is. So GapOnly is peace of mind. It's about giving you certainty of coverage before you commit to treatment via the pre-approvals process. GapOnly is about on-the-spot access to your pet insurance benefit on all eligible claims. And of course, GapOnly is about reduced upfront vet treatment costs because you're only paying the gap. Of course, you can follow us on our social media channels on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And of course, if you've got any further questions that you'd like to ask about GapOnly, please do get in contact with me, or you can get in contact with my team via hello@gaponly.com.au. I really hope you've enjoyed learning about GapOnly, and we look forward to processing your claim soon. Thank you.
Thanks so much for the webinar, Alex. If you'd like to learn out more about GapOnly, PetSure, or the Pause and Learn webinar series, please follow us on social or visit our website. Good evening.